Back in the States, eating while walking, driving, or even working was normal. Fast food is designed for convenience, and meals are often seen as fuel rather than an event. As an American who lives in Spain, calm down, Europeans. Last I checked, Spain is in Europe. No, I will not change the video title. The American dream is built on the idea that hard work and determination lead to success, regardless of your background. It promotes individualism, ambition, and upward mobility. These values clash with the experiences that Americans have when they're abroad. In Spain and in much of Europe, food is meant to be savored and mealtimes they're social. Even a quick coffee is usually enjoyed sitting down. I cannot tell you how many Starbies I bought exclusively through the drive-thru when I lived back in the States. For years, my breakfast routine was the start of my commute, and then I'd kindly eat my sandwich and drink my coffee while I was sitting in traffic. It was a morning designed for a very long day to come. Here, lunch, la comida, is typically the biggest meal of the day, often lasting between 1 and 2 hours. Even in work settings, employees take their full lunch break instead of eating at their desks, even though that does seem to be changing, and that's due to the Americanification of the world. For whatever reason, some Americans think Europeans don't have fast food or that they never eat quickly. While fast food does exist here, it's not the default, and grabbing something to eat on the go is often associated with tourists. The American exceptionalist mindset makes people feel guilty for resting, for recharging during their workday. In Spain, people prioritize rest and personal time. You can leave your work without feeling like you have to prove you've been productive all day. That's unless you work for a company that's based out of the US. In that case, all the US rules apply. Americans tend to glorify long hours, side hustles, and grinding as a measure of dedication. If you're not constantly striving, you're seen as lazy or unmotivated. Meanwhile, many Europeans believe that working fewer hours leads to a better quality of life and increased productivity. There are even laws that limit how many hours you can work. Let's not assume that working hard is a measure of productivity, rather, measure productivity in actual results. Taking time off isn't laziness. It's essential for doing good work, essential for reviving you so that you can do good work. Europeans aren't lazy because they take longer vacations or they have shorter work weeks. From what I've experienced through the comments, many Europeans think that Spaniards, Italians, and Greeks are the lazy ones. Now, if that is you, maybe you need to relax a little. It's probably also you who's complaining about the video title, Shocking Realizations Americans Have After Living in Europe. I say Europe like you say Africa. I said what I said. In reality, these people work hard. They just don't tie their entire identity to their work. In the US, the customer is always right, and fast, efficient service is expected. In Spain, service is more about being practical and fair rather than bending over backwards. You might have to wait a little longer, and there's no fake friendliness. Oh, and Karens would be publicly shamed for their behavior. Many restaurant servers in Spain don't rely solely on tips, so they won't check on you constantly or they won't rush you to clear your plate so that they can turn the table over for the next person. This isn't bad service, it's just a different approach. It allows you to have a good conversation during your meal. You can relax, maybe digest a little bit. Some may think European customer service is rude or unhelpful, but it's actually less performative. Employees aren't obliged to act cheerful if they don't feel like it. Here, employees are treated with respect and service isn't rushed. It's a cultural norm that values the well-being of workers. In the US, jobs often define people's identities. In Spain, work is just a part of life, not the center of it. People value free time and social life and family more than climbing the career ladder. Some Spanish offices still have siesta break, especially in smaller towns. While it doesn't always mean taking a nap, it does mean businesses close for a few hours in the afternoon, something that would probably feel absolutely unimaginable to Americans. You can be anything if you work hard enough. This is the foundation of the American dream. Anyone, no matter where they start, can climb the social and economic ladder through determination and grit. Many European societies value job security, strong labor protections, and a social safety net. Instead of glorifying rags to riches stories, European cultures often emphasize cradle to grave security. In Spain, working class jobs aren't looked down upon. You don't need to escape them to be considered successful. This doesn't mean that Europeans lack ambition. It's just that many prefer quality of life over endless economic striving. In reality, success is just defined differently. It's not about overworking yourself, but about having a balanced life. I mean, in the States, eating well and staying healthy can be expensive and time consuming. Here, fresh, high quality food is affordable and accessible, and walking is a natural part of daily life. Food here isn't about restriction, rather, it's about quality over quantity with fresh, local ingredients. But the portions here in Asturias, they're just way too huge. And you really need self control. Prescription medications here are way cheaper than in the US. Something that costs hundreds of dollars in America might just be 5 to 10 euros here. My monthly prescriptions in the US used to cost me about 70 bucks. Here, I'm paying about 25 euro for the very same thing. In the US, people expect to pay for their own healthcare, whether through insurance, employer benefits, or personal funds. The idea of free healthcare is often met with skepticism. In most European countries, healthcare is universal and publicly funded. The focus is on preventative care and accessibility rather than for profit. You don't go bankrupt over medical bills. Government run healthcare doesn't mean long waits and poor quality. Actually, wait times here are similar to, or better than in the US without the financial stress. In the States, I used to value speed, fast food, fast service, fast internet, fast cars. In Spain, things move more slowly, but that doesn't mean they're inefficient. Bureaucracy does take forever. Oh my goodness. The bureaucracy in Asturias is actually unreal. But meals, conversations, even daily life are designed to be enjoyed, not rushed. Many businesses in Spain don't open until 10 a.m. and may close for several hours in the afternoon. And while this can feel inconvenient at first, it's because work-life balance is built into the culture. I love the community here on YouTube because I learned so much from the comments you guys leave. Apparently, this break in the day comes from a time when the patriarch would have 2 jobs. This break would allow them the opportunity for rest and then family meals together. Here, plazas and parks and pedestrian areas aren't just afterthoughts. They're central to life. Spain has walkable streets and gathering spaces that don't require a purchase. In many Spanish cities, children can play outside unsupervised, and it's normal to see families sitting in a plaza until late at night. The sense of community and safety is much stronger here. Americans often think walkability is just a big city thing, but even small Spanish towns have designated pedestrian areas where people can gather without cars. After moving abroad, you'll experience a shift in perspective. At first, there's a sense of relief. The stress of US's work culture, healthcare system, and cost of living, they become more obvious from a distance. But over time, the relationship with the US becomes more complex. It becomes a mix of nostalgia, frustration, and clarity. I felt a deeper appreciation for certain aspects of American culture after moving away. Things like the entrepreneurial spirit and the cultural diversity. For a moment, I was becoming disillusioned. It's frustrating realizing things I once accepted as normal are actually unnecessary struggles. Things like expensive healthcare or a lack of a work-life balance. Right now, I feel a bit in limbo. I feel disconnected from the US, but not fully at home here. I'm struggling to relate to friends back home, and I'm struggling to relate to friends here as well. I miss the US more than I expected. It's the cultural ease of being around other Americans, the sense that anything is possible. The US has a unique way of making even the wildest dreams feel achievable. But living here has made politics feel less abstract. It allows me to see how other systems work. It makes me ask why healthcare is so expensive back home. Why do Americans get so little paid time off? Why does the US feel so unsafe compared to here? Life doesn't have to be a constant race to the next task or achievement. Slowing down doesn't mean falling behind. It means making space for connection, well-being, and a richer quality of life. Prioritizing rest can lead to a more balanced and fulfilling lifestyle. Not everything needs to be optimized. Sometimes the best experiences come from embracing the moment rather than rushing through it. Living here has allowed me to see the flaws and strengths of the US more clearly. The American dream is deeply ingrained in US culture, but living in Europe often challenges these beliefs. The work hard, get rich narrative isn't the only way to build a fulfilling life. Now, watch this because Papa YouTube says so. Okay, bye.